What's going on, guys? It's the Inspector General here, and we've got another blunder from the Republicans and the Trump administration. And this one, so bad that regardless of your political stance and view, it's something that everyone needs to know about. So this is a very long article. I'm just going to kind of summarize it. I'm going to include this in the info box with my summary and kind of my script that I use for this, so you can kind of read through it. Pretty substantial. But we're going to kind of work through it. I'm going to focus on the big points and then give you some historical context. So, in a stunning national security blunder, no surprise here when you have incompetence and an idiot like this man at the head of it, the Atlantic's editor-in-chief Jeffrey Goldberg was accidentally included in a high-level Trump administration group chat where U.S. war plans against Houthi targets in Yemen were being discussed. The chat, hosted on Signal, which is an encrypted messaging app, was named the Houthi PC small group, which I find absolutely hilarious. I'm going to show you that here. So I guess this is what the Signal app looks like. It looks very similar to like any other standard text message service, iMessage, and it's even got their profile photos. So very funny that these are how, members of high-ranking officials in the government transmit communications. I didn't know it was through like IMing and instant messaging, which is very funny. Sounds like it should have been like a meeting or something, you know what I mean? Anyway, so included on here, you can see the names here. We've got Vice President J.D. Vance, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, who's the idiot who included the editor-in-chief of The Atlantic, National Security Advisor Michael Waltz, and other senior officials, I'm assuming military-related, that are responsible for the whole thing. So how it happened: at 11:44 a.m., Goldberg received a signal notification from Pete Hegseth containing detailed plans for imminent airstrikes against Houthi targets. The message showed the timing of the attack, specific weapon systems being used, target locations, probably more, etc. The information was meant for key defense and national security personnel, was mistakenly sent to the journalist. So it did reach all the targets, but he was included on the email chain. So I don't know if he emails him frequently and he just happens to be like a recent contact or something. I don't know. There's idiots running the government, so what do you expect? Basically, it doesn't take two brain cells, so Republicans can definitely understand why this is a violation and a risk. And use of unsecured communication channels. So obviously Signal is something, it's probably more encrypted, I don't know too much about it, than your average iMessage or Android text messaging service. It's designed for privacy, but not authorized for handling government operations. But, we had Trump with files of his, of national security related things in his bathroom. So, I don't know, I guess this is a little bit better than that. So, military strike plans should be restricted to secure government systems. So, obviously, breach of the operational security, which is OPSEC, and potential Espionage Act violation. Sharing classified information outside of secure channels is a criminal offense, but Trump has done that multiple times, and it doesn't seem to ever lead to anything, which is incredible in every way, and I blame both Republicans and Democrats for that. And obviously the risk of foreign interception, on a day-to-day basis, we're fighting Russia, North Korea, any other nation that hates us. We're constantly fighting back, trying to hack into each other's systems, and then this idiot is just sending messages out there for them to go. So they're going to definitely be keeping an eye on these individuals and wait for them to slip up and maybe send in some malware to get in, who knows. But he's Pete Hegseth, he's a moron. What do you expect? Just like most of the other, cabinet positions that Trump filled, because the dumb choose the dumb. So implications: there needs to be an investigation. Lawmakers are going to have to investigate and figure out what happened. Should he be reprimanded? And the answer to that is likely no, because every time Trump's done it, he's dodged all of it. It did lead to a potential impeachment. I guess it would be Hegseth and not Trump, because Trump is the one. Who knows? We'll see. But Republicans aren't going to do anything, and Democrats are too pussy to stand up and actually do anything. So it's very similar to Hillary Clinton's private email controversy, which Republicans still champion and just talk about relentlessly to this day because they've got nothing else to do. They talk about trying to fix the United States, the government, the price of everything, but no, not important. So I am curious to see how this turns out. It will probably get buried in the news and nobody will fall back on it. So I don't know if there'll be a follow-up. But yeah, if you're showing how military operations are communicated with the Trump administration, I don't think I've ever seen a leak from any other administration as far as I'm concerned like this. We might be setting a new precedent here. So obviously I want to talk about stuff in the past just to keep it, obviously there have been issues and stuff before. So basically, we'll go back to Hillary Clinton's emails in 2016. She used a private unsecured email server for government correspondence, and there were thousands of emails that contained classified or sensitive information, some marked top secret, and everyone feared that, your foreign adversaries at the same time, China, Russia, North Korea, would have seen all this and, been able to either, utilize that in some sort of way to strike back at the U.S. The FBI launched an investigation but did not recommend charges, stating that Clinton had been extremely careless but did not act criminal intent. So, she's old and her dinosaur brain was not functioning, so probably doesn't understand technology much, and here we are, and then it became a major political weapon in 2016 with the Republicans, and that was before Trump, his dumbass, came into office and did his thing, but we've already experienced the Trump administration, so I'm not sure why we're surprised why this is happening with Pete here. I'm going to call him Pete because he doesn't deserve the title that he was confirmed on, because it was BS and he's a moron. Anyway, so both incidents include unsecured communication methods for data, and this is direct active military operations, so I don't know. It's 2 hours before, so I'm not sure how military operations happen, but if they got something and they knew it was going to happen, the Houthis could have responded, I guess, or just put, troops and allies at risk. They could have launched a counteroffensive. I don't know. But now let's go into another one. When Trump decided to make a call to Ukraine back in 2019. So we spoke with Zelensky, and he pressured Ukraine to investigate Joe Biden, and his son in exchange for U.S. military aid. I want to also preface this by saying they were also utilizing NATO as a leverage tool and preventing their membership if they didn't do this, and that's essentially why Russia attacked. If Russia attacked Ukraine, NATO would have been forced to stand with Ukraine, and Russia, they can't even beat the current state of Ukraine. They would have gotten obliterated and probably wouldn't have even done any sort of attack on Ukraine. Anyway, so this man is responsible for that too. Trump is an evil human being. Anyway, a whistleblower complaint revealed the White House tried to cover up the call by moving records to a classified server, and it actually led to impeachment. And then he was acquitted because the Senate is full of cowards and whoever was bought off or whatever they were given. But it did lead to an impeachment, so there is precedent for that. So are they going to impeach Pete Hegseth? Probably. But it might be scary because Trump may just put somebody else who's even dumber and stupider in office than him. So there's also the Edward Snowden incident, which wasn't really linked to any sort of administration. It was more like a true whistleblower event. So, as everyone knows, Edward Snowden, a former NSA contractor, leaks thousands of emails revealing the U.S. government was spying on its people and foreign leaders, and then he exposed the mass data collection program, sparking global debates about privacy and surveillance. We all know the story. So Snowden was charged under the Espionage Act and fled to Russia, where he remains in exile. So clearly he had something to offer Russia, which they take and are using now to leverage them against the U.S. And Trump, a.k.a. Putin's fleshlight, is over here just getting reamed and doing whatever he's told. So it led to significant reforms in U.S. surveillance, including restrictions on both data collection. So obviously there was a change. I doubt that will happen in this Trump administration. They're just going to continue. These leaks are beneficial for us that want to fight against it because we know what's happening and we can utilize them and realize weak points that we can attack. And Snowden intentionally leaked the information, obviously, because he was concerned about it. And yeah, it led to, the current crime that we're in now, though, where most people are fine with their data and everything being stolen because you don't really have an alternative to it. We've just kind of moved on, which is something that we do here in America. Then we got Trump on the list again for his mishandling of classified documents at Mar-a-Lago. So this was between 2022 and 2023. So after leaving office, Trump took hundreds of classified documents to his Florida state Mar-a-Lago, and the FBI raided in 2022, recovering documents related to nuclear programs and military intelligence. So some of the documents were stored in unsecured locations, including a bathroom. So imagine what those papers had seen. I don't want to. So actions taken. He was indicted on the Espionage Act in 2023 for willfully retaining national security information. His legal team argued that he had the right to classify documents, but experts dismissed this, obviously. So another failure on the Trump, which is, come to be an attribute of Trump administration. So why this is unprecedented, the active military operation at risk was exposed 2 hours before. So it wasn't like documents that had been sitting for a while and had been established before. So it could have just destroyed the entire operation. Again, this isn't about whether it's rightful to bomb the Houthis or not, though. It's just about the leak, which is super important. The use of the unsecured messaging app Signal, so I'm assuming they're probably going to go to something more secure now and maybe prevent certain bits of information from being used on Signal. And then the potential foreign espionage. If a journalist can get a message, like who else is out there? They might hack into this journalist's email now and get all this stuff there. So, I don't know. When you vote idiots in, this is what you get. This is the basis of the channel. If you vote for stupid people, you get stupid people. Stupid people do stupid things. Sometimes people die because people are stupid. So, from the crowd that was chanting lock her up, when it came to Hillary Clinton and her emails, you've had Trump now with 3 to 4 instances, and this guy's still walking free. So, pointing out the hypocrisy of Republicans again, 2 brain-celled, moron, idiots, stupid people that will follow these people and not see the irony of all their ways, and we're forced to live with them. So, like, comment, subscribe, share this video, let these people know you're stupid and we're watching you.